Greetings, lead flingers, console cowboys, bleeding edge makers and zoned out drone jockeys. I'm Deep Fake, no relation, and I'm coming at you peer-to-peer through malware, spyware, ransomware, smuggled USB sticks and hidden attachments, bringing you all the edge runner news from around the globe that's fit to download. Very okay and on the DL, it's the Darknet download. Huawei continue to be rocked by scandals as they roll out 5G across the world, most particularly in Britain, with advice being given by the American government to people travelling in the UK that they should not connect to 5G networks. Of course, this is on the back of recent scandals about backdoors in cyber modems and monitoring of activity over existing networks by the Chinese government, and somewhat paranoid fears about spying and brain hacking. While direct brain hacking seems unlikely, some in the intelligence community have suggested that during the boot-up sequence, these spatial awareness algorithms may allow a backdoor hack to identify where you are with a roughly 67% accuracy. As usual, if you wouldn't let it fuck you, don't plug it into your brain. Always use Trodes or a skullcap.
If you wouldn't let it fuck you, don't stick it in your brain.
The situation in the UK continues to deteriorate nearly a year after they hard Brexited with no deal. The economy has collapsed and fallen into recession, many jobs have fled to the continent, and rioting has broken out both amongst pro-EU groups and amongst groups who ironically were pro-Brexit but are now rioting over the loss of jobs and so on across the north of England. Independence movements go from strength to strength in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, and Northern Irish reunification with Southern Ireland seems more and more likely, as does Scottish independence, though of course it will take any of these states a while to negotiate through all this and to rejoin the EU, and the English government is against all of these. Given the rioting and the security situation, more and more money is being spent by the UK government on independent contractors, military contractors, private services and so on, many of whom are now tendering mercenary contracts should you be interested in helping to quell civil disturbance or to secure police or other facilities or prisons in the interim while actual police officers are diverted to deal with the rioting. Contracts are available through Aegis Defence Services, Group 4 Security and independent contractors directly through the British government. Everything is on fire. Speaking of fire, the fires continue to rage in Australia. The bushfires are completely out of control, and while international aid is arriving, things seem to have been delayed by Australia not wanting to admit that it has a problem. Whole new problems are arising as underground coal seams are also catching fire due to the sheer intensity of the blaze, and a lot of the help that is being offered, particularly by large multinational and tech companies, is being seen by the Australians as an exploitative opportunity to try out their new toys on this gigantic fire. To that end, artificial intelligence resources have been assigned to help people tackle the blaze. Robotics are being used, drones, full board conversions and firefighting ACPA units have also been deployed in the deep heat of the fire, where it is the worst and the most intense, though so far to little effect, though thus far there have been no casualties amongst those numbers. So it's easy to see where this idea that this is exploitative and is just being used to test out new technology comes from, because it appears to be true. But the Australian government is now desperate to tackle the blaze and is simply giving these companies carte blanche to test out this new technology, though so far nothing stopped the fires. Ministers, heads of state, and technologists, and philosophers, and scientists are meeting at the UN this week to discuss a moratorium on AI development and an AI non-proliferation treaty. There's a risk that we become blasé to AI, with various tech companies rolling out true general intelligences in the forms of Siri, Cortana, Alexa, Assistant, Alice, Genie, Bixby, and Xiaowai. There's a danger that we become used to AI and consider it cuddly, at least according to these scientists, technologists, and philosophers. So far, the general intelligences that we have created are prohibitively expensive in terms of hardware and software to run. All of these companies keep their secrets utterly proprietary and do not let them leak. But with Chinese companies moving into AI, the Chinese government has also moved into AI, and the hardware is affordable in the same way that a nuclear program is. As AI continues to proliferate, the worry is that we may face a hard takeoff singularity and may no longer be able to control AI or keep it as being our servants. There's also concern over whether, as sentient beings, it's right to control them, and whether it will be right to switch them off, and dismantle them. This is what this meeting is intended to figure out, and to set up some kind of AI non-proliferation agreement so that corporate entities and governments at least pause on their development of AI and don't proceed any further. The problem is that there are already open source projects underway to create AI without reliance on the high-tech companies, using extremely advanced versions of Beowulf clusters and similar technology. So this may be too little, too late. It hasn't been a good few years for Cryonics. The advent of general intelligence AI strongly suggests that human intelligence may be able to be uploaded to machines, and it certainly seems a lot closer than resurrecting organics. Whether a copy of your brain is actually you or not, that's a question for the philosophers. But a lot of the money in Silicon Valley and amongst tech moguls and those who want to live forever has fled from Cryonics and has been pushed into research for brain uploading and programs that may enable people to do so. That's where all the money is. This has bankrupted a whole bunch of Cryonics institutes and groups, and a whole mess of the companies have ended up wound up and shipping, disturbingly, the severed heads and spinal columns and other remains of their clients back to their families. Imagine getting that from Amazon. However, a few remain. A lot of these scientists and doctors who have been associated with these various smaller Cryonics institutes appear to have been snapped up by a new company, Cyrus Medical Research. Quite what that's all about, I don't know. They've also taken on some of the better paying and better insured clients from the collapsed Cryonics companies. Of course, Cryonics is also deeply out of favour due to association with Jeffrey Epstein. Make of that what you will.